The universe had been old long before humans learned to walk upright, and in all that time it had agreed on a single, inviolable rule: do not wake the humans. The rule was not born of kindness or mercy. It was born of fear. Long ago, when the first starfaring civilizations reached beyond their home systems, they discovered strange ruins scattered across dead worlds, vast machines half buried in stone, moons hollowed into vaults, stars subtly caged by forces no known science could explain. At the center of every mystery was the same silent signature: human design. The humans themselves were nowhere to be found, their homeworld sealed behind layers of automated defenses and temporal distortions, as if reality itself had been told to stand guard. The elder species studied the data, compared myths, and reached the same conclusion: humans were not extinct. They were sleeping. And whatever they had done to the universe before that sleep was so terrible, so absolute, that even memory recoiled from it. Thus the rule was written into treaties older than empires. Do not console too deeply. Do not send probes. Do not attempt communication. Do not interfere. The humans had chosen dormancy, and the galaxy would survive only if it respected that choice. For millions of years, the rule held. Empires rose and fell, wars burned across star clusters, but the yellow star and its silent worlds were left untouched, until the Car Dominion arrived. The Car were young by galactic standards, powerful, ambitious, and arrogant enough to believe that any rule they did not understand was a lie meant to keep them weak. When their expansion fleets reached the Sol perimeter and detected the automated sentinels, they did not feel fear. They felt opportunity. Ancient technology, untouched for eons, was a prize too valuable to ignore. The warnings embedded in the old galactic archives were dismissed as superstition. The Car scientists argued that if humans had been so powerful, they would not have needed to hide. The admirals agreed. And so the Dominion broke the only rule that mattered. They fired first, shattering a sentinel platform that had not moved in a million years. The platform did not retaliate. Encouraged, the Car pushed deeper, deploying drones toward Earth itself. They did not notice the subtle shift in background radiation. The wave probability seemed to tighten, like a fist closing around the future. Deep beneath Earth's crust, systems that had been dormant longer than most stars had existed, received a signal they were never meant to hear. Wake condition met. External aggression detected. Humanity, which had engineered its own sleep to escape a fate even it could not endure, began to stir. The first thing to awaken was not a soldier or a leader, but an intelligence, an ancient, distributed mind designed to remember what the humans themselves had chosen to forget. It reviewed the data in less than a nanosecond and reached the same conclusion it always had. The universe had failed to learn. Across Sol, the planet shifted. Oceans calmed. Tectonic plates locked into place. Above the atmosphere, space-bended structures unfolded from dimensions that did not obey conventional geometry. The Car drones vanished without explosion or debris, erased so completely that even their quantum echoes were gone. When the Car fleet attempted to retreat, they found their jump drives unresponsive, their navigation systems suddenly filled with star maps that showed not where they were, but where they would die. Panic spread to the Dominion Armada as a single transmission pierced every channel at once. It was simple, unadorned, and terrifying in its restraint. You have violated the quarantine. Stand by. The galaxy felt it then, a pressure like gravity, but heavier, more intimate. Ancient races who had enforced the rule watched in horror as long-dormant human constructs activated beyond Sol. Vaults opened. Weapons that were not really weapons, but corrections to reality itself came online. The humans were not waking in anger. They were waking in disappointment. When the first human vessel appeared, it did not arrive through hyperspace. It simply was a dark shape outlined by starlight, larger than a moon and quieter than vacuum. The Car fired everything they had. Energy beams, relativistic missiles, gravity shears. None of it mattered. The attacks dissolved before reaching the hull, undone by physics that politely refused to cooperate. The human ship responded with a single pulse, and half the Car fleet ceased to exist, not destroyed but retroactively prevented from ever having formed. On the Galactic Council's emergency channels, elders spoke in voices that trembled with ancient memory. They remembered now why the humans had slept. Long ago, Humanity had reached a level of technological and philosophical unity that allowed them to solve problems the universe itself considered fundamental: scarcity, entropy, even death. But in doing so, they had discovered something worse. They had learned that the universe was fragile, that conscious intervention at a certain scale caused cascading failures across reality. Every time humans fixed something, something else broke. Their wars had cracked stars. Their experiments had erased timelines. And so they had made the hardest choice imaginable. They would sleep, locking away their power, leaving behind guardians and warnings, trusting the rest of the galaxy to grow without them. The Car Dominion learned this too late. As the last of their ships drifted powerless, the human intelligence addressed them directly. "You were warned," it said, not with malice, but with weary finality. "This sleep was for your benefit, not ours." The Dominion's homeworlds never burned. The humans did not need to be cruel. Instead, the Car found their technology unraveling overnight. Hyperdrives failed across their territory. Artificial intelligences went dark. Their empire collapsed into pre-industrial isolation within a generation, alive but harmless, a living lesson written across the stars. Then, just as suddenly as they had awakened, the humans withdrew. The massive vessels folded back into hidden dimensions. The constructs powered down. Earth returned to silence. In the aftermath, the galaxy changed. New treaties were signed, not in arrogance but in humility. The single rule was expanded, carved into the core galactic law, and taught to every species that reached for the stars. Do not wake the humans. Do not seek their power. Do not test their patience. Because humanity was not a conquering race, nor a benevolent guardian. They were something far more dangerous. They were caretakers who understood exactly how easily everything could end. And if the universe ever broke that rule again, there would be no warning at all. Humanity would not merely wake. They would stay awake,